Good morning, everyone. Good to be here with you. We are on day 9 of our KG16 challenge. So we're moving right along. We're over the worst of it. So truthfully, we are over the hump. Now we are really getting to experience the benefits. Hopefully, some of the challenges too, as our body clears, but we're kind of getting into the rhythm. You're getting a feel for what it's like being keto green. So here we are, Keto Green 16 challenge day number 9, and following the plans, the Keto Green omnivore plan or the vegan plan. So you've got both options, which is really good. And on page 131 of Keto Green 16, I talk about supplements. And at the very top of my supplement recommendation list is Pura D3K2, vitamin D3K2. And this is a really important. Good afternoon, Vicki. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you here. And everyone, as you're coming on, tell me where you're coming in from. And if you're following along with Keto Green 16, are you on day 9? And how is it going? And so just tell me hello. Give me a like. Share this to your audience. Let's wake up, have some tea together on this gorgeous Tuesday morning. Is it just Tuesday, January 18th, 8:08 a.m. Central Time, and we're on day 9 of Keto Green 16. So, Vicki, it's morning in Marietta, Georgia. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning. Amy, good morning from Atlanta. So I've got my Georgians here today. So on page 133 and 131 of Keto Green, we start with vitamin D3K2. It supports bone health, cardiovascular health, and normal blood clotting. So talk about taking 1 capsule daily of my D3K2. The 1 capsule of it's now called Ray of Sunshine. And that is 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3 with 500 micrograms of K2. And that's really important combination. Vitamin D is important for bone health, we know, immune system. It is important for bone health because it really helps your body lay down calcium. But the K2 says where? We don't want calcium in our heart vessels, right? We don't want it to clog our arteries. We don't want it in our breast. If you had a mammogram and it says calcifications, that should be a red flag. Even though they're normal calcifications, they're not exhibiting cancer, but that could be a sign that there's hardening of the arteries. So we want to flush those out, and through a low inflammatory diet, optimizing everything we do the keto green way, right? It's not just about what we eat, our high quality proteins, healthy fats, low carbohydrate, alkalinizing herbs, spices, and dark leafy greens and fiber, right? That's all in the green part. We get all of that from the green. And we are intermittent fasting. And we're now not snacking anymore. Do you guys feel liberated by not snacking, not having to plan out 3 meals, 3 snacks, this, that, and the other thing? Seriously, it's incredibly liberating. Published in the New York Times late last week, they said, midlife, weight gain. We're not sure what's causing the midlife weight gain or thickening around the waist. I call it waist gain, right? Waist gain. But we've got a pretty good idea. Hormonal changes that happen in midlife. In Keto Green 16, I talk about the 13 key hormones that are involved in weight loss. And we have to understand that sugar and snacking, and very much a big part of our, standard American diet and lifestyle is very unhealthy come menopause. I mean, it's unhealthy pretty much. We're seeing it all the way through the ages with now, did you know childhood obesity since the pandemic has doubled? You guys, you are the leaders. You are the pioneers. You are the warriors. We are linking together I heard that statistic yesterday, actually early this morning, because I got up at 3. So, 2 times the obesity in children over a year or since the pandemic started. And so we're seeing that. So school closures and increased screen time, EMF exposure, it's not just about what we eat. It's not just about what we eat. The endocrine disruptors, cleaning up our diet, improving our own health is creating health for generations to come. We are standing up, and I'm just honored to be with you in this group. I'm on a high horse today. You guys hear what I'm saying? Say yes. Give me a like. Tell me what else is going on. So, okay. So vitamin D3, K2 is one of those immune warriors. You guys, it's January. Have you checked your labs yet? I'm going to put in here in the box to check your labs yourself, or, get into your doctor's office and check them / Dr. Anna Cabeca. Do at least the basic profile here at my link at ultralabtest.com / Dr. Anna Cabeca. And again, ultralabtest.com / Dr. Anna Cabeca. And you can order your own basic lab test. You can order your own basic labs. So that's a really, what I mean by that, the hemoglobin A1C, your vitamin D level, and you want that to get 50 to 80, right? And if you have any underlying conditions, autoimmune conditions, Hashimoto's, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, you want that number up 60 to 80 nanograms per milliliter. Check it yourself. You don't have to wait for your doctor. You can order them yourself. And right now, right, the pandemic's growing. Get your vitamin D up there. Let's stay keto green together. Can I have an amen, someone? I am definitely, I'm so passionate about this issue as I hear what's happening to our children and all around us, working really hard myself to keep my children healthy, sane, happy, right? In the midst of this pandemic, taken away. I had to discipline one with taking away screen time, but she's outside with her horses most of the time, but still the screen it's addictive. It's addictive. It's that dopamine hits. Dopamine hit. That's that addictive, the addictive potential. And Vicky's like, oh yeah, amen. Thank you, Colleen. Awesome. And Jeannie put the link exactly. You guys can click on that in there. It's right here. ultralabtest.com / Dr. Anna Cabeca. Order your lab panel. Get your results. Let's get them optimal. We talk about them in the Girlfriend Doctor Club. You guys, everyone in the Girlfriend Doctor Club, it's under $100. Get your lab test. Get these markers, hemoglobin A1C, add in a uric acid. Let's do that together. Add in the uric acid. So hemoglobin A1C, it's in that basic panel, but DHEAS to look at your adrenals, HSCRP to look at inflammation, and vitamin D25 hydroxy. So those 4 key panels, add in the uric acid, 5, those key tests will cost you $100. And it is critical for your life. You be in control. Don't wait for your doctor to order this or consider it. So, oh my gosh, Amy, you got to listen to my podcast with Dr. David Perlmutter that came out, I think, the week before this one and week before last. So his new book is coming out called Drop Acid. I highly recommend that. He's amazing. And he talks about the work from Richard Johnson on uric acid, which we've known since the 1800s is certainly a problem in gout, but a problem in diabetes, metabolic syndrome. It may be the cause and not the result of. And so, anyway, so just, let's see, Perlmutter, his book is Drop Acid. And he has a good sense of humor. So, yeah. So, definitely look at that. Listen to that podcast I did with him. So a lot going on here in this community, a lot going on in this world. And Jeannie says, yes, I love your high horse. You're so fun. Magdalena, hey sister, are you back in Colorado yet? Are you still in Poland? I miss you, girl. All right. So let me get to your questions, but vitamin D3 is one of the key supplements that I recommend right now to boost our immune system. D3, let's, increase your vitamin C, increase your Mighty Maca supplement, which has quercetin, turmeric, resveratrol, green tea extract, cat's claw herb. I mean, so many things that fight inflammation. So all of that's in there. So double that up and let's just all get well together. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your hearts. Be sure to share this because we want everyone to get this information. So Magdalena says, getting drop acid today. While you're there, get my book, Menopause. Menopause. It is out for pre-order. It is out for pre-order, you guys, and it is just gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. So I'm excited about that. Oh, so good. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Jeannie put the link in our group, in our KG16 group. Colleen said, my doctor wants me to take ovulation tests to ensure I'm out of perimenopause and in menopause before taking the Dutch test to check hormones. I think you can request, Colleen, let me have a sip of tea as I meditate on this one. I think you should request it anyway. You can say, I'll take it again later. I mean, if you're willing, look and see where you're doing now. Let's look and see what you're doing now. And because if you're not having, are you having regular periods? Are you not having regular periods? And perimenopause, it can get kind of confusing. But Landria, will you hand me Menopause, please? Thank you. Right there. Yeah, thank you. I want to show everyone my new book. So I've got in. So anyway, I'll show you guys in a second. So regarding the Dutch test in menopause, I think it's great. In perimenopause, I think it's great. In premenopause, I think it's great. So why wait? That's my question. Why wait? Let's get the results now and see what we can do. Most important thing is hormone, estrogen detoxification. The Dutch test shares a lot of good things. It's a urinary test that looks at your hormone levels over the day, and you do it at home and you mail it in and you get the results back in a week or so. And it really importantly shows you hormone metabolite levels, right? Because we're looking at the urine, because the urine is a vital sign. And that's why checking your urine pH is so critically important. I know we've had these questions. I got to get on. Here we go. 1 second. All right. So here we go. So yeah. So whether you're in premenopause, perimenopause, or premenopause, checking urinary hormone levels are really critical for looking at where you are now, but most importantly, your estrogen metabolites. I mean, do you agree, Magdalena? You're on here. Those estrogen metabolites are so important to look at. So important. So what are we looking at? 2, 4, 16 hydroxyestrogen and methoxyestrogen status. And if they're imbalanced into the unfavorable hormones, pathways, then we see an increased risk of cancer and autoimmune disease and inflammation and all things bad, especially with our breast. And we don't want to see that. So, but it goes beyond the breast as far as estrogen detoxification. So it's really important to understand that looking at hormone detoxification, the Dutch test is one way to do it. We can even get it done at Quest Labs, looking at 2, 4, 16 hydroxyestrogen detoxification. And really important now is whatever that is, doing the things that we can do to improve our overall, to improve do the things that we know is going to improve healthy 2 hydroxy and 2 methoxy estrogens over the 4 and 16. Anyway, it's like sending things down a clean river versus dirty river pathways, right? And where do you want to fish from? The clean river. And I actually write that analogy in my book, The Hormone Fix, because I lived for 21 years. I had a clinic in rural Georgia, and the paper mills were a big pollutant to many of the water streams. So there were a couple dirty rivers you didn't want to fish at, and a and you knew the clean rivers. And that's an important thing to find. That's an important thing to figure out. So I think that's just, that's just the beauty of it, right? Beauty of figuring out what your body is telling you. Most importantly, do those labs yourself. Get your vitamin D level. Get your hemoglobin A1C. Watch it over like every 3 months. As we go through this year, this is the year to turn our health around, to improve all our biomarkers, to make them better than ever. But if you're not testing, you're guessing. So yes, check urine pH and ketones, really critical. You can add uric acid to that, the blood uric acid test or urine pH. You listen to the discussion I had with Dr. David Perlmutter on my Girlfriend Doctor show, and you will see I am going to reformulate these in the next year or so and add uric acid to my ketone pH test strip. So I'm going to add that onto these. But in the meantime, let's look at uric acid and watch that. So check your DHEAS, that's for adrenal marker. We check that in the blood. Vitamin D, 25 hydroxy. You guys, it's in my, book KG16 that we're going through right now. So it's in, those tests are in here and in the hormone fix. So vitamin D, 25 hydroxy. Actually it's in the hormone fix, the testing, chapter 2, you guys, testing. So vitamin D, 25 hydroxy, DHEAS to look at it in adrenals, hemoglobin A1C to monitor your blood sugar, and HSCRP, highly sensitive C-reactive protein, to look at your inflammation, and then add in the uric acid blood test too. So those 5 key markers, you can check and get tested for under $100 and see where you're at now. And let's get those optimum. For women, I want to see your adrenal hormone, DHEAS. You guys write this down. And put it in the comments, so I know you're listening. DHEAS level, DHEAS level. I want that for women over 100 to 200, and this is perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. So close to 200. Men over 300. Vitamin D, 25 hydroxy level, and routinely minimum 50 nanograms per ml. 50. Vitamin D, minimum 50. Okay. And oh guys, you guys are great. All right. Thank you. Okay. So vitamin D, I'll come back to your questions here. Vitamin D, minimum of 50 nanograms. But if you have any Hashimoto's, any autoimmune issues, heck, if you're in a pandemic, let's get these levels up to 60 to 80 nanograms per ml, especially if you've had cancer. Nothing breaks my heart more than having a patient, consulting with a patient, and I check their vitamin D levels and they're in the single digits or, below 20 or below 30. That is just criminal, in my opinion. It's just criminal. It shouldn't be that way. One thing we can simply get up very inexpensively and monitor is vitamin D, 25 hydroxy. HSCRP, we want it under 1. Inflammatory marker, highly sensitive C-reactive protein, we want that number under 1. And hemoglobin A1C less than 5.4. So 5.3 or lower. Prediabetes starts at 5.7, but every point above 5.3, we're increasing our risk of dementia. So those are the things that I really want you guys to take note of, take care of. And Magdalena says, I love that you will add uric acid to the strip. Oh my gosh. I know I had that epiphany just the other day and I was like, should have thought of that before. So the next order. So you guys buy up these strips so I can order more. This is a great thing to pass around. Really at parties, you can go to people and say, hey, how's your urine pH? Are you in ketosis? Do you think you are? Go pee on this test strip and you will find out. Man, it's so true. Shawnee wrote, how can I effectively lower my hemoglobin A1C? We're doing that right now in our KG16 plan. And that's with intermittent fasting, no more snacking, a keto green diet. So lots of, recipes and good stuff at dranna.com. Okay. And Stacy, oh, very beautiful. All right. Stacy ordered menu pause too. Okay, you guys. So here, look, menu pause. I got a copy from the printer. They had a couple made for the publishing house, and so they could see. And look how gorgeous. It is really good. Okay, so menu pause, you can pre-order it at dranna.com. Just go to dranna.com and look at absolutely how gorgeous these recipes are. I mean, Caroline Ely did the food photography, and she's just a master, and just beautiful recipes. Each of the menu pause plans are only 6 days, and each pause something different. So say it with me. There is magic in the pause. There is magic in the pause. And menopause, and don't you love the name? Menu pause. Magdalena, my next book is going to be The Men You Pause. Another story. All right. So let me answer. I know I've got a lot of questions on here. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Good to see you guys this morning. Morning. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. So, I had a lot of hello, Vicki. Hello, Amy. Hi, Sutton. Good to see you from Northwestern Wisconsin. It's cold here in Texas, but I know it's colder where you are. And grateful to catch you live. Manu is here. Pat, hello from Washington State. Colleen said, okay. Colleen said, hello from Minnesota. I'm struggling with staying in ketosis. I'm up to urine pH of 7, sometimes 7.5. I've lost 2 pounds, had a couple gains, and went down today. Okay, so this is not unusual. So wondering what your blood sugar is. So sometimes we're not into ketosis because we're still using our, very efficiently using carbohydrates. We're very insulin resistant. There is, and so with insulin resistance, yes, and this will be saved on Facebook. You guys have a question if I'm saving this. Paula asked, and yes, definitely this is saved in my Facebook page, and it will be saved for you there. So at the Girlfriend Doctor on Facebook. So what happens is when we're not struggling to get into ketosis, it's often because we're just so efficient, usually insulin resistant under a lot of stress, producing too much glucose, and that's keeping circulating glucose available for our very efficient bodies to use for energy. We want to shift it to using our fat, ideally our fat or the fat we eat, for fuel. So it means probably have to restrict carbohydrates even more, extend an intermittent fasting interval a little bit longer if you can, Colleen, like 16, 18 hours. Have your keto tea. And you will do better, and you'll be able to extend that fasting interval a little bit longer. So have that keto tea, extend your fasting interval, and that will definitely make a difference. So, all right, let's see what else here. Great question. And get to, adding maybe more MCT in your tea in the morning. So with your keto tea or keto coffee, and think about what is keeping you from what could be stressing you out or raising your cortisol. So when you're stressed out or raising your cortisol, you're also going to be increasing your glucose, and that will kick you out of ketosis. So it's more than what we eat, right? In my book, The Hormone Fix, it takes more than hormones to fix our hormones. And it's more than what we eat to get healthy. And we know that now more than ever, right? The food that we eat, what we ate, the hormones and antibiotics, et cetera, that are injected, and chemically processed, preservatives, pesticides, herbicides, endocrine disruptors, drinking out of plastics, all of those things. And so all the endocrine disruptors, having a bad night's sleep, and I've had a terrible night's sleep last night, and there's probably a couple reasons for that, but that is a disruptor. So question is how I do the keto tea or keto coffee, and taking your regular tea. I'm drinking tea. You could drink tea or coffee, right? And my Keto Green community knows this. And you add in a teaspoon to a tablespoon of MCT oil, and maybe a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of purified ghee from grass-fed cows, ideally. You can leave out the butter and blend it up, because when you blend it, it makes it creamy and even better. And that will help keep cravings and not raise your blood sugar when you do that. But it could be, if you're sensitive to coffee caffeine, and if you think you're not getting into ketosis, taking out coffee may actually help. So that's important. Amy said, what if we're taking other supplements with vitamin D? Is 10,000 too much with D from other sources? And I would say, what is your blood test? What does your hemoglobin? I would stop your supplements 3 days before you do a vitamin D 25 hydroxy blood test, Amy, and look at those levels. Are you 60 to 80? Are you over 80? Then maybe I would back down. But if you're not there yet, and with a history of, if you've had anyone who's had a history of cancer or autoimmune disease, or we want that number up there. So I find that I haven't overdosed anyone on vitamin D. And as soon as we get sick, you guys know that vitamin D3, you look at the ray of sunshine on my website, that each capsule has 10,000 IUs with K2, 10,000 IUs of D3 with vitamin K2. And so that's a beautiful combination. And when you're sick, I'll tell you, take 5 to 10 of those at one time and repeat that the next day. Bolus yourself. If you're taking over-the-counter vitamin D, you might have to, if you had to take their 1,000 IUs or 2,000 IUs, that's taking 50 to 100 capsules. We don't want that, because there's all kind of fillers in those capsules. So the ray of sunshine, 10,000 IUs of D3 with K2, you would take 5 to 10. So a huge difference, inexpensive, have it at the ready, and supplement wisely during the season. We want to stay healthy for the rest of our tribe, and we want our kids to stay healthy. So really good. From Philly said, if you have high cholesterol, is it okay to take MCT oil in your coffee? And again, it just depends and see what happens. Often when we go keto green, we want to take out sugar. If you have high cholesterol, the number one thing you want to do is take out sugar. You want to take out sugar, reduce your triglycerides, and that is game changing. Healthy fats, high quality protein, low carbs is a low inflammatory diet. Intermittent fasting, I see cholesterols improved. Sometimes switching, we'll see a peak and a little bump in cholesterol, and it will come down. You need to know your fractionated cholesterol levels. I'm going to pull out the Hormone Fix, because chapter 2, there we go. Chapter 2 in the Hormone Fix talks all about testing. So chapter 2 in the Hormone Fix, and I don't talk about testing in my new book, Menopause, so much. So it's all in the Hormone Fix. So I want you to refer to that. So, and a question from Rosita, can you drink Mighty Maca hot? You can drink it hot or cold. So, great. All right. And the name of my vitamin D is called Ray of Sunshine. It's at dranna.com. And so that's the gold standard. So good question. Colleen said, when I'm not hungry, I don't have to worry about always taking food with me. It's so true. That's the liberating fact about being keto green. No more snacks. It's really good. Magdalena gave me some love. Love you, Magdalena. All right. And then I mentioned to go to ultralabtest.com/Dr. Anna Quebec. I don't get any money from this lab. I just created these panels so you could test yourself. So you could see what I recommend. My elite panels and my basic panels are all there. Okay. We talked about uric acid this morning and Dr. David Perlmutter's new book, Drop Acid. So that is great, a great book to get. And yeah, thank you, Raquel, for posting that. Good. Let's see. Oh, Magdalena, you're just wonderful. Lynn's got the book bonuses already. When you get my new book, pre-order my new book, Menopause, go to my website at dranna.com. You can get the sneak peek right now. Right now we're doing the sneak peek. So at Menopause, so you'll have bonuses, some really amazing book bonus, including additional recipes, a quiz, a guide, and the planned 6-day daily checklist. You know what gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. All right, so the name of the lab's testing site again is ulta labtest.com/Dr. Anna Cabeca. So I'm going to look to see here if there are any other questions and get started with this. There we go. All right. And you can do you can get the basic panel there. My show with Dr. David Perlmutter, Girlfriend Doctor Show, go to my show page at Dr. Anna Cabeca, and you will see that. So you will see that interview there. So thank you, Magdalena. Good morning, everyone. Magdalena says, yeah, she was there with me. Do the Dutch test anyway. Estrogen metabolites that Dr. Anna is talking about should be tested anytime to see your health. I agree. Premenopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, anytime. Lassa, just heard about you and loving what I'm hearing. Been struggling for 3 years, a 3-year ovarian cancer survivor at 38 years old. God bless you, and thank you for being here with me. Definitely let's look at those labs together, okay? And I invite you all into the Girlfriend Doctor Club to be here with me and to optimize that vitamin D. If you've had cancer, sometimes, our doctors are paying attention to other markers. Vitamin D is the number one marker, and you guys check it yourself. Have your doctor check it. Amy said, is the Dutch test relevant to those of us who have had a hysterectomy with ovaries removed? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not only our ovaries that are producing hormone. And I just did, you guys will see that I'm promoting a diabetes masterclass. I'm going to share a quick slide with you. Let's see if I can find it here. Find the slide. Because this was pretty alarming information. And so, okay. Dropping everything while I do this.
Good morning.
Buenos dias, Georgina.
Buenos dias, mi Sara, ¿cómo estás?
Okay, so here on this page, you can see that bilateral operectomy and the risk of diabetes in postmenopausal women. So let me show this to you guys here in, I've got my Instagram group here too. So an increase in, if you've had a hysterectomy, you have an increased risk of diabetes. If you've had a hysterectomy with your ovaries removed, you have a significantly increased risk of diabetes. And I think that's just powerful information. And it's not something that's common knowledge. I mean, did you guys know that? Did you guys know that if you had your ovaries removed, you increase your risk of diabetes? I did not know that. That is such important information to know, because diabetes is a pandemic, right? It's a pandemic in and of itself. And if we are pre-diabetic, a hemoglobin A1C over 5.7, you guys, if we are over 5.4, we are aggressively working on keto green. Get your labs tested. And then we're going to be working on menopause, because 5-6 day plans I keep saying 6 plans because there was a plan that was pretty strict and my publisher made me take it out. But hey, who knows? I may sneak it to you guys at some point. But 5 6-day plans in here so that we're going to go through. All right. So question about are hot flashes related to, let's see, Mersh said 52 and I get hot flashes. I take 5,000 IU of D3 with K2 every day all year long. Check your levels. Check your levels. So that's where we really find out what's going on. So you guys in my Keto Green 16 group, any questions? Any other questions coming up here? Let's see. Yeah, blood sugar. Amy wrote in, good to know about the risk of dementia since I'm ApoE3/4. ApoE3/4 are genetic SNPs that if you have them, you're at increased risk for dementia. Also, impaired cholesterol metabolism. So we want to watch that. We want to look at fractionated lipid panels when we look at that. And so, diabetes and prediabetes, diabetes, we have type 2 diabetes, and that's the diabetes I'm referring to here when I'm talking about diabetes, not type 1, which is more of an autoimmune diabetes. I'm referring to type 2 diabetes, and what we call type 3 diabetes is Alzheimer's. So that increasing risk, increasing hemoglobin A1C is directly correlated to an increased risk of dementia. So, okay. All right. You guys are great about putting in your questions in the comment box. So we will need to replay this one so I can take better notes. Such good information. And my last test showed I had high sodium. How can I lower sodium? It may have been that you're dehydrated. So oftentimes when we see a high sodium on a blood test, it's often because you're dehydrated. So you guys, we have been talking a long time this morning. I didn't realize the time has flown by. Well, we hit on a lot of topics. And Vicki said, I love that the pictures are next to the menus. Yes. And Jeannie put in the link. It's book.menupausebook.com. And go to the quick link is dranna.com/sneak peek to get a sneak peek of Menopause. If you go to dranna.com, it's right there at the top of the homepage on the banner too. So good morning, everyone. Okay, let's see. All right, you guys, we've shared amazing information. And if your vitamin D is over 100 and you get sick, what would you recommend taking? So Vicki, go to the immune bundle. Go to the immune bundle at my Dr. Anna Quebeca page at mydranna.com. Search immune bundle, and you'll be able to download my immune protocol. So immune boosting protocol has vitamin D, and you want to look and see if that level was over 100 and you had taken vitamin D the night before or the morning, I would retake that vitamin D 25 hydroxy level 3 days after you stop vitamin D. Don't take your vitamin D and then go get a blood test. So you're testing for your vitamin D 25 hydroxy levels and you're supplementing with vitamin D3. Stop those supplements for 3 days before you go get the test. And I would probably recheck that number and then follow, like, to boost, not just about vitamin D for your immune system. You want to look at everything in the immune bundle. So we've got the Mighty Maca. We have N-acetylcysteine to support the glutathione pathways. We have zinc, amazing, because a very highly absorbable zinc that's critical to help support immune function, also to help support testosterone and boost our metabolism. Is, so many good things. And of course, vitamin C, a very high concentrated vitamin C. So those are key, basic, foundational things for your immunity. So at dranna.com, search the immune bundle. You guys should be hanging out on dranna.com right now and give that immune bundle protocol to everyone you know. everyone you know, because we got to put a nips in this. And for those of you who are just coming on, the statistic I learned this morning is that since the pandemic, childhood obesity has doubled. Since the pandemic, childhood obesity has doubled. This is terrible, terrible information. And we have to stop that. So we do that by creating a body that is inhospitable to infection, right? Inhospitable to cancer, inhospitable to viruses. We want to create a supportive frontline defense, and we do that by healing the gut. And for you guys who are in Keto Green 16 with me on day 9 of our Keto Green 16 challenge, you're doing that now. And just come this time next week, we are going to, like at day 14, 15, 16, we push that into a high healing gut mode to really support the gut microbiome. So Jeannie said, I did the Elite panel at my lab test site as a newbie, and it's so insightful. It's so insightful. All right. Nancy said, I'm doing an endurance event this week, and congratulations, Nancy, riding 75 to 80 miles over 2 days on my Peloton. What are your suggestions for fueling for this, as I always carb heavy when I did it? Eat an amazing keto green meal the night before. Make sure you're up on your minerals. So you've got your minerals, and I would, that's how I would start the day. Do a smoothie, keto green smoothie. You want to, if you add fruits into that prior to this, you can do amazing, and see how you do. Your body's going to be, since you've been doing Keto Green 16, your body's going to be highly ready to use all the fuel available. And so remember, glucose is like gasoline to your body. Ketones are like jet fuel. So better to go off ketones. So see how you do, try it both ways and see which way you perform better. So I would do the first day completely in ketosis, see how you do. And then the second day, maybe power up with some fruit smoothie, some fruits in your keto green smoothie, but you got to have the fats in there. You got to have the protein. So if you're using our keto green shake, add another, add a half an avocado, a quarter of an avocado, add some MCT oil if you want, and add in some, additional nut seeds, protein up. And if you want to add some healthy fruit, add some berries, strawberries, blueberries, and see how you do with that. So the Keto Green 16 challenge, you can start anytime. We're doing this together, and we're on day 9. She said, Amy said, stunning info. 23andMe had said, I have a higher risk even without having my ovaries removed for diabetes. And it's, yeah. And so I have the genetics. I did a full genetic analysis recently. Diabetes on both sides of my family, cardiovascular disease. We're just warrior body types, right? My PCOS, warrior body types. We are designed for, yeah. All right, let's see. Dr. Anna, I listed the questions that we missed in the Keto Green 16 group yesterday. Okay. All right, let me get there right now. And Amy said, how often would you recommend testing? It really depends on what your initial tests show. And so then I would typically say if they're abnormal in 3 months, then 6 months, then yearly. And I typically do that. I would really keep an eye on the hemoglobin A1C and make sure it's below 5.3 if you have a high risk for Alzheimer's. That's a great question, Amy. So I had it taken after not taking it for 4 days. Okay, Vicki, that is a high level than 100. But I would just reduce the amount of vitamin D, stop taking vitamin D for a while, boost your other supplements and see how you do. And then recheck that vitamin D level in not too long, in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and see where you're at with that. Reducing that. Again, the sweet spot is 60 to 80, but I love it. It has to be above 50. So Nancy said, thank you very much. I'm using Keto Green shakes and will do as you suggest. All right. Great, you guys. Great questions. Okay, let me look here in the Facebook group, and then we're going to run. This has been an extra long live this morning. And Landry, can you see if Ava's ready to go? Thank you. We're going to be going. I've got lots of help here today and so good. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Questions. I am trying to see the questions, Jeannie. I don't know if I've missed them. I'm in the KG16 Facebook group, and I'm not seeing them. I know we're talking about the Girlfriend Doctor Club. I see those. Great. In the KG16 challenge group, I'm looking at Chelsea's post on utilizing the scale for all scale avoiders to be graphing that out. I love that. I love this. And it's a great post by Chelsea. So really thank you for posting this. But looking at non-scale victories despite scale victories, right? And seeing over time where that's going. That's a great post. And Chelsea posted her photos. It's just incredible, amazing transformation, inspired by her mother, Jeannie, who is amazing. So again, ladies, and Christine, your kitchen looks like my kitchen. I love it. So that looks great. Let's see. Catherine finished a 21-hour, 40-minute fast and feels great. Broke fast with a keto coffee. Awesome. She said, I was concerned, didn't know if I could do KG16, but I've been all in. The challenge pushed me to go further than I thought. You guys, when we do this together, that's just amazing. Awesome, you guys. So I don't know, Jeannie, if I'm missing questions here that I didn't answer. Let's see. Oh, wait, here we go. I think I found them. Okay, so I answered Nancy's question. Stacy asked, I tested green after my Mighty Maca drink and my coffee with MCT oil and cocoa butter, but after taking supplements and meds, I became acidic. Sometimes that's true just with starting the day, Stacy, that can happen. So do I drink another Mighty Maca or baking soda or just eat more greens? You can try both. And I think an extra scoop of Mighty Maca, especially when starting out and you're seeing that hit to acidity, is really beneficial. And then Lynn asked here, Dr. Anna, I'm so glad to be doing this challenge with everyone. My blood pressure and blood glucose are good, and I'm succeeding being in ketosis more steadily. My problem is alkalinity. I know there are many factors involved with that. I've been doing 2 to 4 scoops of my Mighty Maca a day, adding lots of cruciferous vegetables and parsley, and have given up coffee for this challenge, which is amazing. God bless you. I had coffee. I had my Sunday coffee. So really good. All right. I've been doing my far infrared sauna and Epsom salts bath. Coffee enemas were recommended by my functional medicine practitioner to help with my gallbladder. In your opinion, would doing these two types affect my alkalinity? It can absolutely. Caffeine pushes phase 1 detoxification. If you're going to do that, I recommend getting our keto detox capsules. And hi, Lisa Gordon. Good to see you here this morning. If you do the keto green detox capsules to support phase 2 detoxification. I mean, I think it's wonderful to push when we are doing something like our KG16 challenge, we can push our detoxification, but caffeine, coffee enemas will push phase 1 and we have to support phase 2. So you guys, a lot going on. We were doing, if you're just coming on, we're doing KG16 challenge. And in April, menopause is coming out. Can't wait. It's amazing. You guys can get a sneak peek at it at dranna.com. So love seeing the Keto Mojo test here. Good results. Good results. We want to push that when you're getting high into ketosis. You really want to push the acidity. All right. Tracy asked from the podcast with Joshua I shared, because I love that 1 hour talk. My question from day 7, I was watching the Fire Builders podcast with Dr. Anna. We love Josh Corporal. And she was talking about studying acidosis when she was in the Navy. She stated that if you take in carbon dioxide, that would equal more acidity, and more oxygen would make you more alkaline. That got me wondering if living at a high altitude, like here in the Denver metro area of Colorado, the Mile High City, would make it more difficult to achieve alkalinity. Actually, I'm not aware of that. That's an interesting thought, Tracy. I would think that being at high altitude, being in nature, hiking, and your body adapts to oxygenate readily. So it should not interfere, I would think. Tracy asks, this may be a little off topic, but my husband has been a type 1 diabetic since he's 24. He's now 70. And when he starts going into hypoglycemia, would alternatives to glucose tablets or peanut butter or something work better? And I think the cardamom fat bombs would be a great option. You can see how he does with that. And if he's following the Keto Green plan with you, a continuous glucose monitor is key, and really watching for that stability. Fiber, right? Healthy, the key to stabilize your blood glucose. The key to stabilize your blood glucose is high quality fats, high quality protein, and fiber, right? So the dark green leafy vegetables fiber to stabilize that blood sugar, and that works really well. All right. Paula said, I started Keto Green 16 out of pure frustration, needed to change something in my life. And let's see. Okay, so there's a lot in here, Paula. Jeannie, can you save these last few questions for tomorrow? Because we are running out of time and I've got to run out the door. We ran out of time 40 minutes ago. But if you wouldn't mind, I'll come back to these questions tomorrow that are posted under the Day 9 Keto Green Challenge commentary here, because I can see it here now. So I will come to those tomorrow, you guys. Don't you worry, I'll answer those. And great to connect with all of you. And I'll see how you do later. So Keto Green 16 challenge is going on in my Keto Green 16 challenge group. We're on day 9. You can hop in anytime. There's information in there, and just email my team how you get in. Search the Keto Green Challenge quick start kit on my store at dranna.com, and pre-order Menopause. You can get the sneak peek at dranna.com. We've got amazing, amazing book bonuses, you guys. And thank you for being here with you guys. And I'm going to see my girlfriends in the Girlfriend Doctor Club live to be able to see you guys tomorrow. So those of you who are in my Girlfriend Doctor Club, I can't wait to see you tomorrow live. We've got a lot to cover, don't we? Anyway, have a blessed day. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being here, everyone. And have a great day. God bless you. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.